Okay. So, in previous class we have already discussed that what is earthquake and what are the different waves of earthquake and how earthquake occurred because it is of endogenic forces. Now, today we are going to discuss the effect of earthquake. That you know that earthquake cannot be predicted. It is a very dangerous, and the waves of this earthquake can be very destructive, and the impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. So, there are some earthquake preparedness are given in your book, and as per the preparedness, if you prepare before the earthquake, you can protect the disaster and the loss of life and property due to the earthquake. So, the earthquake preparedness, what are the preparedness? So, before earthquake you have to be ready, such as where to take shelter during the earthquake. Number one, safe spot. You need a safe spot under a kitchen counter, table or desk, and against an inside corner or wall. You have to in this type of spaces you can hide in the time of earthquake, as well as stay away from fireplaces such as gas stove, gas oven, and any heater around chimneys, and windows that shatter, including mirrors and picture frames. So, always stay away in the time of earthquake from the windows, especially the glass windows as well as the mirrors and photo frames, because due to earthquake the glasses can be shattered and hurt the person. Number 3, be prepared. That spread awareness among your friends and family members and face any disaster confidently. When any disaster occurred, people are so much nervous, and they are so much afraid because of the fear. Most of the time the number of casualties increased, but if you become confident about the natural calamity and to protect it with your full potential, okay, and keep calm, so then the number of casualties and also the loss of property can be reduced. Okay. So, now the earthquake prediction methods, the most common earthquake prediction methods adopted locally by people, including studying the animal behavior. Okay. Earthquakes is not predicted because the plates are actually, the tectonic plates when they move and from each other or towards each other, or they vertically they just passes through each other, then it creates the vibration, and the vibration cannot predict it because we do not know when the plates will move. Okay. Now, another thing, okay, Ayantik asked another question that if the volcano gives out the lava, then why the magma inside the earth does not finish up? Because in the rock cycle you have already read that the rocks turned into the sedimentary rock, the igneous rock, as well as the other rocks such as metamorphic rocks, they also turned into lava, turned into magma, and when this magma comes out from the earth, it is called lava. So, that is why it is a circle, and circle wise it's happened again and again. Okay. I think Ayantik cannot able to see me. Why? Okay, let me check the hardwares. It's okay, I think. Rest of the students, can you see me? Okay, thank you. So we check your internet connection and log out and log in again. I think some problem is there in your device. So what are the earthquake prediction methods? It is not totally unpredictable. Some prediction method was there, such as if you study the animal behavior, the cow and the especially the cat and dogs, they are shouting too much in the time of before the earthquake, just seconds before the earthquake, and the fishes, they are in the pond, they are moving, their behavior was not normal at that time, because they can predict, they can understood the vibration. Okay, before the human being, we lost this ability to assess any vibration, because our body is so much advanced, and but the animals, those physics, their biological condition in a preliminary state, they can understood this type of vibration. So they can so we can predict from the animals, as well as the snakes, they comes out from the their pits, and in this way we can understand. Okay, students, all of you are requested to mute your microphone, because animals, they can assess the vibration. Okay, actually what is this? Earthquake is a vibration. So before the waves struck onto the surface, okay, the first wave when comes out from the center, so the vibrations they can feel the vibrations. Okay, so that's why. But recently another important thing, this is not in your book, I wanted to share with you that IIT Roorkee, it is an IIT, you know, that Indian Institute of Technology, they recently invented a device. There are several devices and they make a network among those devices, and recently these devices plant in Uttarakhand region, in Himalayan region, and this region is very much earthquake prone region. So when they plant those devices, so they demanded, and that when earthquake occurred, before the 30 seconds of the earthquake, they can give the prediction up to 30 seconds to 1 minute. So it is a remarkable invention by the IIT Roorkee students as well as the professors, and we hope in future these devices will protect us from massive earthquake and the loss of life and property. Okay. Now look at now another thing, that earthquake is measured with a device. This is called seismogram, or some also called seismograph. Okay. So what is the device through which we can measure the earthquake? It is seismograph. Okay, it is seismograph, and with this we can measure the earthquake. Okay, and actually the graphs on the machine is called seismograph, but actually the entire machine is called seismogram, but in your book it is given seismograph, so you will write in exam seismograph. It is also correct. Okay, nothing wrong in this. So how the instrument works? How did how do this seismograph work? That a rolling drum was there, okay, and a drum was attached, and drum was always rolling, okay, in this way, and there is a pin also touched on the paper, and this is creates straight line. But when earthquake occurred, it started vibrating, and again it's finished. So in this way, this graph is called seismograph. So in this way, in this machine, we can assess the vibration. And another receptor was joined with it, and with this receptor, they send some electronic circuit board also there. So they record this data. Okay, this is seismograph. Okay. So this is the picture of seismograph. Now I am giving you the different type of waves. that the different type of different magnitude of earthquake and their effects. If 2 point and the scale in seismograph divided into 10 parameters, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, okay, 10 parameters are there in a seismograph, okay. So 2.0, and another thing that there was no unit to measure the vibration, okay. It is called just 2.0, no unit was there. Remember, if someone asks you that what is the unit of seismograph, there is no unit, okay. It's a tricky question. Yes, Oyantik, northwest is the northeast as well as the northwest also very much earthquake prone zone, because these are situated on the Himalaya, and Himalaya created, you know, the Indian plate as well as Eurasian plates. When both the plates both the plates they collide each other, then earthquake occurred. So 2.0, it is less harmful. You cannot feel this one, but next one, if 5.0 can cause damage for things falling, but 5.0 it is caused things will fall if this magnitude earthquake occurred 5.0, but more than 6, remember, more than 6 it is dangerous. More than 6 can cause the massive loss of life and property, and more than 7 or 8 it is destructive, okay, and more than 7 it is destructive. The loss of life and property most of the time happened because of this, okay, 7 magnitude earthquake. So a case study was there in your book, page number 14, that in 2001 6.9 on Richter scale. And another thing, sorry, this seismograph, the scale through which we can measure, this scale is called the Richter scale, okay, and this scale through which we can measure the earthquake, it is called Richter scale, and no unit was there, okay. Suppose this is the vibration, okay, and this scale is fixed in this way, okay, this is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this way we can assess up to 10. So up to 10, so if this is very this type of it is very long, so then it is very destructive, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 8 magnitude it is, okay. So in this way we can measure, and also some lower waves also, and again it is plain because no vibration was there. So in this way we can measure the earthquake, okay. So in this way, this scale is I am drawing, it is vertically, but actually it is placed in horizontally on the seismograph, and it is called Richter scale. Remember carefully, what is the machine is called seismograph or seismogram, and it is called Richter scale, the scale through which we can measure the vibrations. Now a earthquake struck in 2001 in Bhuj. Bhuj is in Gujarat, okay. So in Bhuj in Gujarat, a earthquake struck, a massive earthquake struck in this region, okay. So in this vibration a massive loss was there in 2001, and fire on the city school Worsley affected at least 971 students, and 31 teachers are feared to have lost their lives following the collapse of school buildings. As well as at the time that phone lines, water pipelines, power station, transmission lines were knocked out, totally destroyed. And another earthquake occurred in 2004, and that is called a massive tsunami in the Indian Ocean region, and more than 10 lakh people died in several countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Myanmar, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, and as well as the vibrations can reach up to Madagascar and the western coast of Africa, eastern coast of Africa, okay. It is massive, okay. So this is the two examples of earthquake as well as a tsunami occurred also because of the earthquake. Okay. So that's all from this earthquake portion. Now I am going to discuss the next one. Before that, I am asking you, if you have any question, you can ask me. Any questions, students? Soumojit, any question regarding this earthquake portion? No, Ayantik, Bhuj in Gujarat are not safe. It is situated in the South India. South India is not very earthquake prone, but some area also situated in earthquake prone zone. But the Himalayan region is most dangerous. Okay. Okay, Somojit. Okay, Sania, no problem. So then major landforms. Okay. What are the major landforms? Now these are the works of the exogenic forces. Now endogenic forces. Now we are going to discuss the effects of exogenic forces, the creation of landforms. What are the major landforms created because of this? That the landscape is being continuously worn away by the two processes. The landscape, okay, worn away by the two processes. Number one is weathering, and weathering means breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. Breaking up of the rocks, this is a rock, the breaking up of rocks into small pieces, okay, into small pieces, small and big pieces, this is called the weathering, and different weathering are there, okay. And another one, it is erosion. What is erosion? That if the landform eroded, okay, it is the original landform and eroded, this portion was eroded through the river, the glaciers, the water, rainwater, wind, etc. These are the different agents of erosion. So what is erosion? Is the wearing away of landscape by different agents like water, wind, ice, etc. This is called erosion, okay. And the eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc., and eventually deposited, and this process of erosion and deposition created different landform on the surface of the earth. You have already read in class 6 in the I think it is in the 7th chapter, that how did the river Ganges eroded the materials, okay, and deposited in these plains and created a fertile plain, okay. Because glaciers, what is glacier? You know already, the glaciers are the river of ice, okay, and river or ice, when the ice they are very strong, so they can easily erode the uppermost surface of the mountains, okay, and the big stones, boulders, pebbles, all these things eroded through the glacier, and igneous rock or sedimentary rock eroded with the glaciers and deposited in different parts. When the river created from the glaciers, it also deposited in the plains, and before that also glaciers eroded all these materials and deposited in the bank of the mountains. It is called the tarai, okay. Such as this type of deposition we can see in the region of North Bengal, okay. So that's why the tea plantation was there, and on those fertile areas eroded by the glaciers millions years ago, those deposition create a fertile plain on Tarai, just in the end of the mountain when Himalaya mixed with the plains, it is merged with the plains. So that is called Tarai region, okay. Glaciers are not too hot, they are too cold. Who told you the glaciers are too hot? It is a river of ice, frozen. Everything is in minus 40 degree centigrade average temperature. It is very much cold. Now, what are the different landforms created by this erosion? First, we discuss about the different agent of the erosion, such as work of river, how river eroded, how sea waves eroded, how ice eroded and wind eroded one by one. Okay. So, today up to this actually not much time left, so that is why I am ending this today's class here up to major landforms. Next day we will discuss the work of river and as well as the work of the sea waves. Okay. Students, if it is better that you open your copy and write the main points, such as what is earthquake, okay, all the definitions, main point, what is earthquake, what is the instrument through which we can measure the earthquake, what is Richter scale, okay, and as well as how can we assess the, we can predict the earthquake, as well as what is weathering, what is erosion, etc. Okay. So, that is all from today's class. I hope you have understand rest of the portion. Weathering and erosion. Weathering actually breaking away the stones, breaking away the landforms, the mountains into rocks, okay, small pieces of rocks and pebbles. This is called weathering. Weathering occurred because of the temperature, mainly temperature as well as the climate change and as well as the pressure, due to some pressure and temperature. This is the main agent of weathering. But in erosion, the river, ice, wind, these are the main agent. Okay, always remember these differences. Earthquake, it is given on the first page. In previous class I already discussed, Suman, that the vibration, when lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates and the vibrations can travel all around the earth, and these vibrations are called earthquake. Okay. Hasibul, when I will give you the extra questions and exercise question, then I will discuss in detail about the questions and answers. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, thank you for watching. That is all from today's class. See you in the next class with another subunit from your history book. Okay, thank you.